Okay guys, I'm back. It's part 3. Again, this is Constance with Charming Custom Crafts. And as you can see, and you'll watch how this goes, it's starting to come up on the side. And I wouldn't worry about that because we're going to do the next part, because I told you to save this one piece. And we're going to cut it to fit, and you don't have to cut it but the normal size. So let's cut that real quick, and you'll see how I cure that issue, because it ends up, the tape ends up being a little bit of an adherent to it. So if you look at it, this piece, if I remember correctly, I always have to double check, is 7 inches long. So I need to cut this one at 7 inches long, this leftover piece. And this is why I always tell you to keep your leftover pieces handy. Don't toss them. So this is 7 inches. That's all you need. Got a scrap piece there. And we're going to use a scoreboard here again shortly. Or not the scoreboard, the cutting board. So, and I solved a problem with using the chipboard or the grunge paper. So I will go all the way around the edges because this piece of paper is going to fit exactly on. And you'll see this. And again, my apologies for not having this up last night. You know, I have these moments. And sometimes I just get run ragged. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going back over it and just barely going over that edge, as you can see. And I'm going to show you. You see I'm barely going over the edge with the tape. So that it kind of smashes that edge down. And it adheres it down a little bit better. And I'm going to make sure of it. And I do have a video, guys, if you're wondering how I do my tape, how I remember to keep my tape on. It's a little trick that I learned, or I taught myself, actually. So, you know, even though that this is not going to work the way you guys think it will on the grunge, I go ahead and lay down a layer of tape the best I can in the middle. Try not to touch it, because this is what happens. So I'm going to touch the edges here. And just a little bit, and it'll start doing a webbing here. So, and then you're going to take this piece of paper, and again, you're going to line it up. I'm going to do this side because I like this corner better. Because that one side didn't go on for me exactly. I laid it down. Okay, so this is what's going to do. It's going to adhere all the pieces together. Now, again, you could just leave the grunge the way it is. Now, I go around and I check all the edging. And I make sure it's all down, and if there's any little out like this, I go around and I trim it. And it looks good enough to where it's okay. So now I have, wherever it went, both pieces for the back and the front. And so there's my pieces. Now, what are we going to do to put it all together? Well, that's going to be easy. So these are all ready to go in. I want to make sure the pockets are at the top. And it really doesn't matter because you'll see it at the end. But I actually go and I take my grunge or your chipboard or a piece of paper. If you're using chipboard, you're going to want to use paper for this part. And you're going to use the width of your pages, and you're going to cut. And you cut it 1 inch because you're only going to need a 1/2 inch on both sides. So it's going to come out, what was it, what's the width, 4 3/4. So we're going to need to cut. And I think this may already be at it, but I don't know. I'm not even going to think about that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut 1 inch off for the width. Not the length, the width. You want at least 1 inch. So, and I already have the pieces done. I'm just showing you. You're going to do 1 inch. And again, make sure it's going all the way down because otherwise it won't. And then it was 4 3/4 of the length. So you have your piece that you're going to use on the inside. Now I went ahead, and if you guys were following me this morning, I went ahead and I told you guys that I had something heating up, which is my heat gun, and I had something drying, which is the grunge. Now, if you didn't know, acrylic paint will paint grunge, and it will dry semi-fast. So I'm actually doing the green to highlight the little bit of green because his favorite color, her boyfriend's favorite color, is green. And you guys already know that tape does not really like it. Strong tape might work better, but for this part, I actually suggest you use a hot glue gun if you're using grunge. If you're using regular tape, it's not so bad. or regular paper, it'll work just fine. But again, if you notice, and I just painted it, just a quick paint, and I let it sit and dry. You're not going to worry about the first page quite yet. So we're going to use the inside of the first, which is an open top pocket, and the second one, which is a side pocket. Ooh, excuse me, pardon me. So we're going to put these pages together, and if you guys again notice, I do have one vertical and one horizontal. You could do it all horizontal, and you're going to line them up the best that you can. Now, again, as I told you, it's not going to work with regular tape, so we're going to use hot glue, and I'm going to put some hot glue, as you see I'm doing, and I have it on high because I want a little bit of working room on working time, and I'm going to smear it just a little bit here. So if you have it on high, I know a lot of people don't like to use it on high, but in this case you're going to want to use it on high to give yourself some, if you're using grunge, to give yourself some time to work. And if you see what I'm doing, I'm actually going to bind these two pages together. Now I only put it on one side for now because I got to be able to go in and move it. So I'm going to flip it open, as you can see, and I'm going to flip it open, and this is where it starts to work for a page. And I'm now going to do hot glue on this side. Don't worry about the spiders. And if you guys did not know, if you're working on the project, to easily get rid of the spiders, just take your heat gun or a hair dryer and just, you know, hit it with that for a few minutes, and or a few seconds, and the spiders will just disappear, the spider webs. So here you go, and I'm going to rub this down with this because I don't want it burnt, because this is very hot when it's on high. So that's how you're going to do your first page, and we're going to repeat that, and I have to repeat it all while we're doing this video, so again, it's running into part 5. But I'm actually not going to do part 5, and you're just going to repeat this to all the pages. And as you get to everything, you're going to put them all together, and when you get done, as you can see, you'll have all your pages. You're going to repeat the process with the same size for the front and the back, just on the inside, and then when you're done, you're going to have to, you'll have it all together like this, and they'll all be at the end here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a 2-inch piece of grunge or paper, and I'm suggesting grunge because of the versatility and the fact that it'll take the wear and tear. Do a 2-inch piece, maybe a 2.5, and whatever size that you want to do. And you're going to put glue on this edge, and you're going to bind it with a piece of grunge that you're going to tape or put down or glue down on it. So you're going to have your bind on the side. You guys will see this in the next couple days somewhat completed, because I'm going to let the kids finish it their way. But I do have a sample that I'm working on. I'll be able to share with you in the next few days. But I'm not going to spend my time going over and repeating this when I think now that you got the idea. So there you guys go. There is your mini. This is what I call my pocket envelope mini. So I hope you like it. And again, you can use chipboard or grunge board. I personally have used both. The one that I'll be showing you in the next couple days is with chipboard and paper. And this one is with grunge because of the versatility and the constant movement. And I'll show you guys one of these in the next few days, somewhat completed. And then I'm going to do another one for the pictorial. But I hope you guys like this new one. And again, there are several different ways of doing albums, especially with envelopes and paperback. So don't be surprised if you don't see several of these come up in different ways and different shapes over the next few weeks to few months. But I hope you like it, and thanks for following, guys. My information to follow me on Facebook is under people. The information's down here, over here. Just look for under people, either Charming Custom, Charming Crafts, Charming Custom Crafts. Look for the little blue daisy icon with the words tips and tricks, and we are at 406, and I need 4 more people to actually be my followers, not just come in to be entered, because I don't play with that. But I need 4 more people who wants to be entered in to get this huge lot of craft supplies. And it's only the people who bring me followers or are new that get entered. So come on over, follow me, and be part of my bi-monthly challenge now. It's twice a month. But I have things going on all the time. But I'll see you there, guys. Bye.